Good afternoon and happy Saturday. I quit TV 9 years ago. Look at that. The real world is way more interesting than TV. But that's actually true. In 2016, I cut the cord with cable TV. And I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. Have not missed it since. And that saved me over $120 a month. I thought it was just something I was thinking about today. So I watched a video about people, what they do to sort of cut corners and save money. And I'm like, man, that was an easy one right there. And it's been 9 years. I have, I think, two paid streaming platforms that I get every month. And still those two together don't come close to what I was paying for cable TV. And I do not miss it at all. You can get all of your information on the interwebs. The good old interwebs. You can get everything you need online, that's for sure. And that's still way cheaper. I get my internet at home is only $45 a month, which I think is pretty good. And that's for Wi-Fi at home. And that's, a local carrier here. But you just got to keep asking for like cheaper, or tell them you're going to quit, cut them off for a day and then call back and talk to the retention department or something. I don't know. You can always get it cheaper than whatever they're offering you. Another thing that I save a great deal of money on now, and I just learned it this year, 5 years after I was eligible for it, because I'm 60 now, and I would have been eligible at 55, but that is my phone carrier, which is with AT&T. I used to be with the company starting with a V, but I'm with the AT&T company now. And I've been with them for about 5 years. And for those 5 years, I was paying like $85 a month for just having my data plan, which is unlimited talk and text and all that stuff. But I went in there this year because I had my SIM card came out. I don't know, I was goofing around with my phone. I screwed up and I had to go in. And the fellow asked me if I wanted him to check and see if I was eligible for any monthly discounts. And I said, yeah. And he asked my ID and he looked at my account and he said, oh, you're eligible for a senior discount. And you know how much that is? That's $45 a month instead of the $85 that I was paying for the last 5 years that I didn't need to be paying. That's a lot of money. And so now I only pay $45 a month for my phone plan. That's not including if I get a new phone. My phone's old now, so that doesn't include any phone plan. So that's another way I save money. A third way I save money, and this is just because I have a very, very old car, and it's 20 years old. And granted, it's not going to last forever, and I have had to dump money into it in the last few years, but every time I go to my mechanic and I have to dump, $500, $800, every year it's about $1,000. And he says, it's still cheaper than a car payment. and he is 100% right. So those are 3 ways I save money. And then I regularly review what my account is being. What the heck is all that? I do not know. I totally lost my train of thought. That's typical though, right? Age-related. So those are the 3 things that I do to, save money. And it doesn't affect me at all. Oh, I was going to say, yeah, eventually I'll have to get a new car. I don't think I'll ever buy a new car, but I tend to find ways to inherit cars or whatever. Actually, the car I drive right now was something, it was 10 years old. My brother had it, and he was getting a car. And so he gave this one to me. Actually, it's an interesting story. That was in 2015. He gave me this car, and so it would have been the second car I had. But he said, "Well, no, this little car would be a good little car for one of my children because they were both driving age at the time, and they didn't have cars." And so I said, "Sure, I'll take it. That's great. He's a wonderful uncle. He's so good." Anyways, I took the car. And first I offered it to my daughter, and she said no, she didn't want it because it was blue, and blue is a boy color. Those were her words. And so I couldn't believe it. But she was working, and she was saving her money to buy a car of her own. And she had a specific car that was a white car, a white Volkswagen, and she wound up getting that. It was used, but she did get a good deal, and she did do that. She's still driving it to this day, and that's like, I think 10 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago. And then I offered it next to my son, and the car itself is a manual, which means it's a stick shift. So we went out for one, hear me, only one little driving lesson, and he said nope. He didn't want to deal with learning how to drive a stick, which I was kind of boggled by, because it's a free car. So he didn't get a car until he was 18, and what he took instead of this cute little car, he waited, let's see, it was like 2018 or something like that, I don't know. But my father stopped driving, and my father had a 1998 Toyota Avalon, and so it was 20 years old at the time. And my family asked my brother, "Well, would you like Grandpa's car?" And he looked at it and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's bitchin'," because it's a, well, you can look it up. It's a 1998 Toyota Avalon. He called it Lawn, and he didn't wash it. One of the hubcaps, after a few years of him having it, fell off, and he didn't replace it because he said, "Hey man, if it looks this way, nobody's gonna mess with it," because he put in a new radio to it and everything like that. He and his buddies would go to the car junkyards, and for each of their cars, they would find spare parts, and you pull the parts off the car, and you go and you pay for it, and then they would learn how to install it themselves. Anyways, so there's a little story for you. A little background, a little backstory. It's a beautiful Saturday. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on over here. Maybe they're having some kind of a ceremony. Somebody is like chanting or something. Don't know. Anyways, folks, I hope you are all doing okay. Let me know what sorts of things do you do to save money and to get back and to, keep it on the cheap. As we get older, we gotta keep our mind on our pocketbooks. So let me know. Say hi. Thanks for coming with me today. I love ya. Bye.